Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Beer Garden. We are happy to see that Joe is back today, along with Steve and myself, talking about the Sunday race car. Joshua is absent today, but Joe, where are you wearing now? Can you tell us more about your costume?
Yeah, I wore this for Halloween. This is my jockey outfit, as you can see. We're gonna
Yeah,
be
that's
we're gonna
interesting.
be back in Hong Kong, back to racing here. I don't know if somebody in Hong Kong wears these silks, but I will for today. This will be
Yeah,
the beer garden silks.
yeah, that's really nice. Steve, do you want to get your silk?
Maybe. I think I'll just leave it to Zach there. Yeah,
Yeah, that's really
Zach Burton there.
interesting.
But yeah, you're looking good, Joe.
There you go. If you want to see the
Yes,
whole
I think
Look
thing,
so.
at
there
that.
you
Look at
go.
Yes,
Yeah,
I think you
I
could
like
be a.
the
I think you could be a Group One winner, don't you?
yes, a
Yeah,
very good color combination,
I think
purple
so.
and green.
Yeah.
Great
I think
colors.
it's gonna take me it's probably gonna take me 20 starts to break a maiden though.
I think
Really?
I think Zach will get worried about his ride on California Spangle now.
Oh, yeah, right. So, yeah, on the Sunday race cut in Hong Kong, there will be 10 races at Sha featuring the Group 2 Premier Bowl over 1200 meters. But before talking about our tips, let's talk about the Hong Kong international races because recently we can feel the autumn or the winter feel in Hong Kong. Whenever I feel some cool weather here, I will just think of the HKIR that will be held this year on December 11th. So the entries of the four group ones just came out. So maybe just a briefly talking about them. For the Japanese representative, they are going to have 99 entries this year. So really looking forward to the Japanese runners. So maybe talking about the Hong Kong sprints, we see that Nature Strip is on the entries. What do you think about it, Joe? Do you think Nature Strip is likely to come to Hong Kong?
Yeah, they tried him in Ascot. I wouldn't see why they wouldn't. He's going to be up against some other international horses as well, so it's going to be really, Wesley Ward's bringing some over. I know two of them, Golden Pal and Campanelle. Campanelle is actually owned by one of the people that I know. His name is uh, what's his name? CJ Johnson. So
Oh.
he's the one. He's one of the owners. He actually is a breeder as well. So I'm really surprised. I'll be happy for him if he actually gets to go to Hong Kong and race over there. It'll be really cool to see.
Yes, right. I saw that Wesley Ward will be sending Campanelle and Golden Pal in Hong Kong. So on the entry, so hopefully they are really coming in December. Steve, what do you think for the sprint races? Do you think the Hong Kong horses are quite strong, or any other overseas entries that you would like to mention?
Always fearful of the Japanese, the Australian contingent, but I think
Yeah.
Hong Kong's looking quite good just now, and possibly Kinross might be coming over. That was the on Champions Day Ascot. He was the sprint winner there as well over the 1200 meters for Rafe Beckett, and of course, and they also represented possibly Magical Lagoon from Jessica Harrington, who won the Irish Oaks, and of course, a great patron of the HKIR series is Aidan O'Brien, always a great supporter over the years, and hopefully he'll be bringing the likes of Order of Australia and Broome, and of course Tuesday as well. So some very nice horses, and I'm very encouraged to see such a good representation because it's a good number this year, I think, and the very much the rising force Japan with some very good horses, Songline, Salius, and Panthalassa, lots of good horses there.
Yes, and I also think that Aidan O'Brien is going to send some horses at the end of the years, like the previous year that he did. Yes, right. Steve just mentioned that Magical Lagoon, he is also on the entries because this filly is heading to the Japan Cup before coming to Hong Kong. So that just made me think of Snow Fairy that have some brilliant results in Hong Kong and Japan as well. So at the end of this year, we will just see so many horses coming to Hong Kong. Really looking forward to them, and I also hope that we can also meet some overseas friends in Hong Kong on in December. So let's talk about it later. But today we are going to talk about some good races on Sunday at Sha Tin. The first leg of the treble will be the feature race for the day, the highlight of the day, Group 2 Premier Bowl over 1200 meters. A lot of sprinters will be competing here. Joe, who do you like in this Group 2?
Oh, even though he's the top weight, I'm gonna have to go for him because he looked really good on his track work. And that's number 1, Wellington. Just really consistent, going for 4 in a row. Won the Sprint Cup, the Chairman Sprint Prize, the Queen Silver Jubilee. He's a Grade 1 or Group 1 horse. I think. I mean, there's going to be a lot of tough competition now that he's going to see some new faces like Lucky Sweezeness. I think he hasn't faced Cordyceps 6 yet. Plus, it's going to be a huge field. We have another one of our friends here, Skyfield, all the patches, so Lucky Patch, Computer Patch. But he just shows up, and when he's really strong in the end. And I think if I don't see it to be a lot of speed. I don't think. Probably Lucky Sweezeness is going to be the speed, but I think Wellington has a good turn of foot, even if he's a little bit far back, and I think he could try to run over the top of him at the end. So I'm going to go with number 1, Wellington, on the top weight.
Yeah, top weights for number 1, Wellington. But I'm actually quite sure that at this moment he is the best sprinter in Hong Kong. So let's see how he performed with the top weights. Steve, who do you like in this Group 2?
Well, I went for a stablemate, and that's number 9, Cordyceps 6, trained by Richard Gibson. I do like Wellington. I mean, he's the class act. He's not carrying top weight for nothing. But, of course, they'll be having their eye on the prize in December with the HKIR, of course. But I just thought that Cordyceps 6, he's a young horse. He's very much improving. He ran very well last time. He was just denied by Super Wealthy. And I think the step back up to the 1200 meters will really suit him. And Lyle Hewitson on board. The trainer says he's quite pleased to have him because he's very similar riding style to Blake Shin, and Lyle Hewitson be a great culmination of such a good couple of seasons, wouldn't it? A season and a half now almost, if Lyle Hewitson was able to bag a Group 1. But it's an interesting race, isn't it? I mean, I think the fascinating horse is Lucky Sweezeness, up 12 pounds for a runaway victory last time. He steps up in class, but he's reunited with Zach Purton, who couldn't do the weight last time, 8 stone 3. I think Gate 11 is the only snag, but we've seen many times that, Lucky Patch won from Gate 10 last year, so anything's possible. But for me, Cordyceps 6, but it wouldn't surprise me if the grand old horse Wellington was to beat them all off top weight.
Yes, I agree with that. Richard Gibson is sending 2 horses in this Group 2, including Wellington and Cordyceps 6. Both of them are really good form. And for me, I will go for number 8, Lucky Sweezeness, being the champion Griffin last season. He also won well this year when he turned 4-year-old. In the Chief Executives Cup, he won by 3.5 lengths. It was really, really impressive. And then after that, this time Zach Purton takes the rise again. He also had a good barrier trial on October 7th. He just jumped well and then just lit till the end, made all with. I think that the horse right now is quite it at the top fit. So it is going to be an interesting race. We are so many good sprinters in Hong Kong will be here competing with each other. I really agree that Wellington is the best sprinter at the moment in Hong Kong. But the top weights, I also think he is likely to handle it. But for me, I would like to pick some up-and-coming horses. So apart from Cordyceps 6, I also think that number 8, Lucky Sweezeness, is also one of the good young sprinter in Hong Kong at the moment. So to recap, race 8 in the Group 2 Premier Bowl, Joe goes for number 1, Wellington. Steve goes for number 9, Cordyceps 6, and I will go for number 9, Lucky Sweezeness. So the second leg of the treble, it will be race 9, another good race, class 3 over 1200 meters. Joe, who do you like in race 9?
I'm hoping that Alexi Bedell has a good day because I picked him again. Number 8, Beauty Tycoon for me. He raced against One Voice about a week or two ago at Charene, and I was my best bet on that day, and he ended up beating him by a length and a quarter. So I'm gonna go for him again. He was really strong in the front end and the back end until he got up to challenge One Voice and then just destroyed him. So and funny enough, One Voice is going to be one of the earlier races, so we'll see if he could finally get us first because he's been getting he's been getting 2 seconds apart from that. But yeah, I mean, he was sitting off the pace. I like the draw. His form was good against all these other horses when he hasn't, breaking a win. So he finally gets one because he was against like California Veins, Phoenix Light, Royal Agility, Ice Legend. So I'm gonna go with a number 8 Beauty Tycoon.
Yes, number 8 Beauty Tycoon, this time up to class 3. So a good weight for him, and also breaking from a good draw with Alexis Badel on board. He is definitely one of a strong contender here. And Steve, how about you? Who do you like in race 9?
I went for the unbeaten. Well, he's 1 from 1, so he is unbeaten. And Victor, the winner, number 11. So he's preserving an unbeaten record. And a really nice horse. I mean, he was very impressive on his debut. He won by 3 1/4 lengths under Matthew Poon. And since then, he showed his well-being in a recent trial as well. So he looked good then as well. He's obviously gone up in the weights, but I think he's an interesting horse. He looks full of potential. He couldn't have won easier that day. I thought he was super impressive. And he also breaks from gate 1 this time, which is ideal. There's not too much have run since that ran behind him. But Gallant Waking has. He was 4th to the selection, Victor the winner. And Gallant Waking has won back-to-back since the last time he was stepping up to this class 3, and he was able to win. So it speaks highly of the form. I think it's interesting because you've got my selection here in gate 1, and at the opposite end we've got gate 14, Midori Beauty, who did everything wrong last time. He was tardy from the gate. He was slow from the gate. He ran green as grass in the home straight, and even then he was narrowly denied by Happy Sharing, who reopposes. I don't think he'll be as green this time under Zach Purton, but gate 14, we've seen it defied every time. If your horse is good enough, it can win from anywhere. But I'm just hoping that Victor, the winner, can win again, stay unbeaten under Matthew Poon.
Yes, I think so. Number 11, Victor the winner. He won on debut last time out with really impressive sectional time and also the finishing time. He also had another barrier trial before this race. The horse is definitely improving. And for me, I'm happy that Steve just mentioned Midori Beauty because I'm going to take him as my best bet on Sunday. Yes, right, he will be breaking from gate 14, but hopefully as a bet marker, he can just overcome the wide draw because of Zach Purton on board. Last time he went second behind Happy Sharing, and these two horses will also be in race 9 again on Sunday. But the weights for these two horses they will be the same at this time. So I hope that Midori Beauty can have a chance to turn the table, especially he just had an impressive gallop on Monday with Zach Purton on board. He also finished the gallop with some good finishing time. So hopefully Midori Beauty is still improving. I really agree that there are lots of up-and-coming horses in this race, but all of them are quite attractive, and it is just a bit difficult to decide. So no problem. I will go for number 5, Midori Beauty, that with Zach Purton on board. Hopefully he can overcome the wide draw, so he will also be my best bet. So to recap, race 9, Joe goes for number 8, Beauty Tycoon. Steve likes number 11, Victor the winner, and my best bet here, that will be number 5, Midori Beauty. So we come to the last leg of the treble, race 10, class 2 over 1400 meters. Joe, who do you like in the last race of the card?
This is a really tough race. This last one, because we have a lot of another one, because this one has a lot of our old friends here, like Eason, You're My Everything, Galaxy Witness, Beluga, the Irishman, Golden Scenery. But I ended up going with Silvestri. The last race he got second from a barrier that was really wide, barrier 13 at $35. Now he's drawn 1. So it's interesting to see how he's going to run, and he's been running second so far twice this season. I think he's figuring it out now. He is going to stay at the same weight because of Matthew Poon's 1 kilo claim. So this is going to be another one that's tough. It's hard to pick. I think this is going to be one that's going to be hard to pick the winner. But I think if Silvestri could just go right out of the gate and then take on the speed or be the speed, then he could be hard to catch. But there's more speed in this race also, so it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be alone up front or if somebody's going to challenge with them. I'm gonna go with Silvestri based off of that last run. That was actually impressive from the gate that he drew, and for $35 second, that's actually really good value as well. I don't think he's gonna be the same odds. He's probably gonna be a lot less. And in that race, the last race, all those horses are drawn wide, so it was. So I think they're returning back for this race, and some of them drew better than they did last week, or the week before. So number 6, Silvestri for me.
Yes, gate 1 for number 6, Sylvester, and I believe that maybe this time Ethan from gate 4 will be leading, and then Sylvester will just stay behind them. It is definitely a good position for him. And Steve, how about you? Who do you fancy in race 10?
Well, I went for Galaxy Witness last time. I thought he ran really well, so I'm following him in this time. He needs to reverse form. It was a very similar race 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? Where he needs to turn around form with Packing Victory first, Sylvester second, and then we had the Golden Scenery third and the Irishman in fifth. But Galaxy Witness wasn't far away. He was probably a little bit further back than Matthew Chadwick would have liked turning in. And he was only beaten 1 3/4 lengths back in 7th. He's a very good horse, 6 runs, unexposed. He's been made favourite every time. He's won 4 of those 6 races, and I thought his last run was full of promise. But as Joe says, it's a tricky race. Eason didn't have much chance last time. He was drawn wide. He was a slow starter, and he made late gains towards the end of the race, almost dead heating, UMI everything. But for me, yes, I think Galaxy Witness is plenty of upside to this horse for Casper Founds. I think he could still have he's out of Star Witness, and he could still have star potential for me.
Yes, I agree. There are so many good horses in race 10. I also agree that number 13, Galaxy Weakness, last time, there are some excuse for him because he just did not have the clear one in the home straight. But his performance last season, especially over 1400 meters, were just brilliant. So hopefully after a warm-up in Hong Kong this season. So second up today, Vincent Ho takes the ride, and last Wednesday we saw that Vincent Ho was on fire. He won the Jockey Challenge, so hopefully he can keep the form to Charene. And Galaxy Witness this time he will be breaking from a good draw gate 5. So hopefully as the beginning he can stay in the midfield, and in the home straight whenever he just need to have a clear one, he can just show a good turn of foot. So I will also go for number 13, Galaxy Witness in race 10. So to recap the last leg of the treble, Joe goes for number 6, Sylvester. Steve and myself agree with number 13, Galaxy Witness. So after talking about the treble, let's talk about our best bet on Sunday. Joe, who will be your best bet?
Best bet's going to be in race number 6. It is a 1600-meter race. I believe class 4. I think it's class 4.
3.
Class 3, yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with number 4, Powerful Wings with Sylvester de Souza. I think he's figuring it out. He's been getting a lot of seconds and thirds, but he's also been thereabouts, not too far away. Like, he hasn't really been beaten by a margin over a length. So he was good in the UK and then raced at Ascot and then ended up getting a first and second. Then they shipped him over. Last year, in the beginning of the year, he couldn't quite figure it out. Now I think he has figured it out because of his form now. Ran up against some good horses too, like Silvestri and Galaxy Witness. So that's what we're gonna see. He's gonna be a little bit off the pace. He likes to run at the end, so I'm taking another one that's gonna swoop in later. So I'm gonna go number 4 with Sylvester de Souza. Powerful Wings is my best bet. Race number 6.
Yeah, so Joe's best bet, race 6, number 4, Powerful Wings. He's now settling well in Hong Kong. Actually, starting from the end of last season, when he put the blinkers on, he is really consistent. I think he's very, very close recently. So there is a strong chance for him to break the maiden in Hong Kong on Sunday. And Steve, how about you? Who will be your best bet?
I thought I'd take a chance and maybe get a nice priced best bet, and that's in race number 5, and that's number 3, Flying Season. That's over the straight 1,000 meters of Charene. Joe, am I right in thinking you picked Flying Season last time?
A while ago, I think.
Yeah. I thought it was in seasonal return. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, moving on.
So I'll take a look.
Yeah, take a look.
Hold that thought.
A nice horse. He's only had 7 runs. He's 2 from 7 over the. He's won twice over course and distance, and then towards the end of last season, he was stepped up to the 1200 meters. I don't think it really worked out for him, but he came back this season. He was drawn high on his seasonal return under Silvestre de Souza. He never quite got the breaks in the race, but he wasn't beaten far at all. And I think he could turn around the form with the 3rd placed Summit Cheers. And it's heartening to see that the horse, that Silvestre de Souza, keeps the ride on the horse. An interesting non-runner here is Joyful Win, who beat him last time. So he's a scratching from the race. But that leaves 13 runners and a very wide open race. But, gate 11's never a bad place to be near the outside rail. And hopefully we'll get a decent price about Flying Season.
Yeah, you got a good memory. I did.
There you go. You see?
And he ran 8th.
You're on 8th. There you go.
So he'll run. So he'll win for you.
Yeah, he wins for me now.
Yeah. Yes, we did mention Flying Season previously in our show. So race 5, number 3, Flying Season, this time ridden by Silvestre de Souza. I think it is quite a tricky race. The race 5 over the strict horse. There are some horses with good form, but yes, I think that Flying Season breaking from gate 11 can take advantage of the good draw. He can just stay outside. So hopefully he can win for us. So for my best bet, I just mentioned that in race 9, number 5, Midori Beauty. I agree that in race 9, there are so many up and coming horses here, but I think Midori Beauty, he is also one of the unexposed one. Breaking from gate 14 may be a bit challenging for him, but hopefully with Zach Purton on board, he can stay in a good position with cover, and then when he goes to the home straight, I'm just looking forward to see he can show a good turn of foot. So to recap, our best bets on Sunday at Charene. For Joe, that is race 6, number 4, Powerful Wings. For Steve, race 5, number 3, Flying Season. And for me, race 9, number 5, Midori Beauty. And let's look for some outsider with good price. Talking about our value bet, Joe, who will be your pick?
No, we don't have the prices. I'm going to be kind of curious. I don't think he's going to be the favorite, but I think he might be at a long price. This is going to be race number 7. This is over the 1800. I'm going to go with a number 10. Number 10, Super Bella. Oh my God, I can't talk. No, he wasn't. I went for him last time, and he just couldn't do anything. The funny thing is he had decent trials coming up to this race, but now I think he's going to step up to the class 2 or class 3. I think it's class 2 again. Yeah,
class 2, right?
Yeah. So he's going to be facing against some tough ones. So we have Money Catcher, who's still getting seconds. Bourbonaire. Money Catcher has had how many seconds in a row? I'm curious to see.
4.
This is actually 4. Yeah, 4 seconds in a row. He could finally break out with that. Well, I mean, he's always been with Zach Purton this time, so just couldn't get past All for St. Paul's, which was pretty funny. But with the lower weight and going up in class, I guess he did qualify to go up to this class. I think he could take these on. If he's not there to win, he's probably going to get there to place. But he has a decent draw. He's draw number 3, and Matthew Chadwick, I think getting a new jockey on board probably will help too. So I'm going to go with number 10, Super Bella, as my value bet in race number 7.
Yeah, Super Bella, number 10 in race 7. I think that he's going to have some good value because it is his first time to step up in class 2. But it is quite interesting to see him racing in this class because he will carry a lightweight carrying 121 pounds with Matthew Chadwick on board. So looking forward to him. And Steve, how about you? Who do you like as your value bet?
Well, I've already picked Cordyceps 6 in race number 8, the Premier Bowl. But I think it's worth mentioning as a value bet, possibly Lucky Patch in the same race. He's a very nice horse, Lucky Patch. He won this race last year, the 2021 renewal. And then he backed that up with the Jockey Club Sprint. And he actually went into the Longines Hong Kong Sprint as a warm fancy to land the hat-trick. Of course, it was a fateful Longines Hong Kong Sprint, and poor Lucky Patch was actually badly hampered, and I don't think he quite recovered from that for a while. He lost his. I mean, I think the trainer actually said he lost his confidence for a while after that race, and I think it's taken him a long time. The last two runs have been a lot better, I think. He came back in the Chief Executives Cup. He was a fifth place there under his new trainer Pierre Ung, and I think the last time probably 1,000 meters was inadequate, and that was the National Day Cup won by Super Wealthy with my selection for this race. Cordyceps 6 back in second, but he's staying on at the end. I think he ran quite well. Lucky Patch, and Pierre Ung's confident that he can rediscover his spark. I think I think his confidence is returning, and if a few of the fancies in the Premier Bowl underperform, say AKA likes of Wellington, Lucky Sweynesse, etc., I think even from gate 10, I think Lucky Patch could make the frame, and even if he doesn't, I think he's a horse. He's not too old. He's 6 years old, and I still think he's a force to be reckoned with once he recovers his mojo.
Yes, Lucky Patch number 5 in race 8. Yes, last season he won the Premier Bowl, and he is now seeking for a back-to-back win in this group too. Yes, he just took some time to recover from the accident in the Hong Kong Sprint in December. But in this season, we see that this horse, after joining Pierre Ng's stable, he is getting much more better. He is much more fit at this moment. So Sylvester de Sousa takes the ride this time. He also have some good chance in the group too. And for myself, for my value bet, I will go for race 6. I like number 8. Looking Cool. I quite like his performance on his seasonal debut on September 25th, because in that race he ran a 4th. However, that race was dominated by some back markers, but at that time Looking Cool was staying in front, and then he could still keep till the end and run 4th, just beaten by less than 2 lengths. I think it is quite impressive. And then last time there are some excuses because he just did not have a clear one in the final furlong. So I would like to give him one more chance, because being the last beaten favorite, this time I believe that Matthew Poon takes the ride with 2 pounds claimed. There is a good chance for him. So I believe that there will not the price for him will not be that short. So hopefully Looking Cool can win again. So my value bet will be number 8 in race 6. So to recap our value bets on Sunday, Joe goes for race 7, number 10, Super Ballad. Steve goes for race 8, number 5, Lucky Patch. And I go for race 6, number 8, Looking Cool. So that's all for our preview on Sunday. So hopefully we can bring you some winner, and really looking forward to the group 2. Hopefully you will also enjoy the race. See you next time for the Happy Valley preview. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.